Hello everybody. It is about 3:30 in the morning and I got woke up. So I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and make a little video, play a couple games. First thing I'd like to do is thank my new subscribers. I have Papa Brad's Gaming and G Parker Arcade Room and Cara Looney. I'd like to thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. I know I have some other subscribers, but because of a privacy feature that they've enabled on their accounts, I am unable to see who they are, but I do appreciate you guys too. If you would like to get a shout out and a thank you, just go ahead and leave a comment and I will get you on the next video. So I thought that I was looking through my game list and I thought that I would play this game. It's called Racer. Now, this game, according to everything that I can find on it, was made in 1982 by a company called Rockland. According to the information that's out there, it says that this game was never released because Atari declined to purchase it. So let's give this a look here and see how it plays. Pretty much there is no button action on this game. It's just a left, right, or to go a little faster or to slow down. So it's real simple. And all you have to do is just avoid these obstacles. I remember back when I was a kid, these games, you would go into a store and they would just have entire walls with these games in them, and then you would usually have to go get an employee to come and get the game that you want out so that you can, and there got to a certain point, now it's speeding up a little bit. You would have to go get an employee and they would take the game out, kind of like they do with the games nowadays, except for they would have just like walls floor to ceiling. I remember in wow, it's getting a little faster. One of the ones that I thought was the neatest looking was in a store called Service Merchandise. They had an entire room. There was nothing in this room except for a glass case that went from the floor to the ceiling. And it was just Atari games. Every Atari game that was new. This room was like, oh, very dimly lit. And the only light that was in the room was from the display case, and I still remember that to this day. I thought that that was pretty neat. So as you can see, this game goes from slow to fast pretty quickly. Now sometimes I don't like games that they ramp up to the point where they're unplayable, but I also don't like games that are so monotonous that you just go nuts. I remember playing like Dino Crisis and stuff back on the PlayStation and stuff like that, and it's like you would just be, after like 5 minutes of action, you would just be walking around room to room to room looking for one little item that you missed, and you had no real way to know what you missed. And then if you go buy the book or whatever, well, then it pretty much ruined the game. You were able to get through the game in an afternoon, where before you would work on this stuff indefinitely. So I mean, there's definitely a fine line, and there we go. It just sped up a little bit. I like a game that's challenging, but I don't like games that are so hard that you can't play them. And I don't like them. I don't know. I guess everybody likes their own. Now I know that there's a big demand for some of those. I think I like playing this game called Robinson's Requiem, which was like a survival game. I bought that on the 3DO back in the day. I thought that game was pretty neat. It was challenging, and you could do different things and combine different items. And I'm thinking about bringing that back. So here we go. We just sped up again. We'll see how long I last here. Ooh, not very long. Thinking about bringing that back when I build my other arcade, to maybe put that on. And I'll talk about that more as I... Ooh, wow. Concentrate here a little bit more. Oh, I don't know what I was doing there. Wow, this game definitely speeds up, so it looks like I'm 61. Now, I don't know what that 61 means there, but I got 61. I thought this game was pretty fun. I mean, it's not something that you're going to play for hours and hours and hours, but I mean, it's good for changing things up, I guess. So when you look at games like this, and then you look at the racing games, pretty much all started out like this, and then they went from this and started going into pole position, and then you get the things like Cruise and Exotica. And now I was looking at some of the guys have some driving simulators that are pretty interesting to look at. It's just amazing. I've seen these games change so much since they started back in the 80s, clear up until now. When you start looking at them side by side, it's actually pretty amazing what's changed and what they've done. Think about the one bad game is, now I've never tried any of these new racing simulators that the guys have, but one of the things is you always, when you're turning, they always want to be real jumpy in the steering. I've never cared for that. Set another checkpoint here. I remember playing pole position in the arcades, and that was like one of the first games that had decent steering. Oh, that was one of the first games that had better steering, in my opinion. I remember you could play the stand-up version, which pretty much all arcades would have a pole position in them. But every once in a while, you'd go into an arcade that would have a sit-down pole position. And of course, they wanted about $1 a play, so if you were able to get some quarters or whatever from your parents, the choice would be to, do I want to play 4 games or do I want to play 1? Not very often did I pick to play the 1. Ooh. Wow. Well, looks like my score is going to be about 75. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this little game. If you looking for something to do, you can always check this game out. And until next week, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share my video. It really helps me out to keep wanting to make this stuff. And I thank everybody.